Since 1995, the year in which the Universal Primary Education Program commenced, government has been paying capitation grants of UPE schools in 3 different quarters, where each quarter a school receives 100,000 shillings for sustenance. This money is what a school must use to run the school and maintain its day-to-day activities. What is, however, more terrifying is the fact that government pays a paltry 2,000 shillings per term for each UPE student, meaning that for a whole year, government pays 7,000 shillings in total for each student. This was the very first time the Public Accounts Committee of Parliament came to learn of this arrangement, and its reaction was a request to suspend the program.
If you add the variable and the fixed cost, on average, the capitation is 7,000 per pupil per annum.
7,000 per pupil per annum?
Yes.
Tell us per term. And how much is the box of chalk?
Why are you bragging around that you are successful in implementing UPE? Why do you brag around?
We have told you.
I'm telling you, 2,000, 2,300. I mean, honestly, let's be realistic. Is this the fury with which you people have been deceiving us, you and your politicians?
Is it something we really can sustain with all these things? How do you expect a child to be maintained at school using 2,300 shillings?
Of course, on top of that, the ministry gives instruction materials, it pays salaries for the teachers, but definitely the money is very little. We have tried over the last how many years? We have made a case to increase capitation grant. The money has not been found.
Members noted with concern that there is no way in which a school can operate within a budget of 100,000 shillings per term, yet sometimes even this money comes at the end of the term. They say the 7,000 shillings the school gets for each UPE pupil is not even enough to feed that kid in a day, adding that the arrangement is simply creating human waste.
It's a dangerous program. It's a disaster for the country that is implementing it. Let me tell you as a teacher, you must review it, whether for continuity, for abolition, or for improvement. That review is my proposal on this table.
We are creating human waste. Because from the way they even talk of 7 million, does this mean that every class has 1 million people?
Our children cannot even go for football competitions because a school where you have said you are sending 150,000 shillings. How many balls do you need? How much does a ball cost?
Attempts by the Ministry of Education officials to explain how they had proposed to government a review of their program concerning the capitation grants paid to schools fell on deaf ears, as members say the country can no longer run the program since it has now been politicized.
Why don't you write a new proposal to government of Uganda and say we cannot deliver UPE at this level of funding? Why don't you do that? Make a proposal and say maybe even abolish the thing if you cannot give us more money, if you cannot abolish this. Otherwise, you are condemning thousands of Ugandan children.
Well, with 100,000 shillings given to each of these schools that government owns, you ask yourself a question, what can it do? And with the 2,000 shillings given per head of each student that government is paying for, what can it also do? This argument government gives that it's trying to improve, but to date, nothing has been improved yet. Moses, WS Television, Ugandan Parliament.